First tonight, coronavirus concerns this holiday weekend as some events attract big crowds. Some Twitter users say these videos of people crammed in line were taken outside Bulldogs Bar on Peachtree Street during the Black Pride event last night. One video showing an apparent brawl breaking out in the parking lot at some point. Governor Brian Kemp issued a warning heading into the weekend. He urged Georgians not to let their guards down with COVID-19 precautions. Kemp warned he did not want to see a repeat of Memorial Day weekend and the 4th of July holiday when Georgia saw a surge in COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations. Chanu Hur joins us live outside one nightclub in Midtown. And Chanu, what have you been seeing out there tonight?
Well, it's definitely been a busy night here, Natisha, at this club in Midtown. I mean, just look at behind me in the parking lot. You can see all the cars that are filling up the parking lot here, and the lines to get in have just been stacking up all night. People walking around, some wearing masks, some not at all, and really not much social distancing. Last week, Georgia saw improvements in its COVID cases. That's according to the White House COVID-19 task force. Governor Brian Kemp hopes to keep that momentum going even after this holiday weekend. On his Twitter, the governor hasn't stopped urging Georgians to be vigilant this Labor Day weekend, asking people to wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands, and follow public health guidelines. According to a White House COVID-19 task force report, Georgia went from second in the country in new cases to 7th over the stretch of 2 weeks. Governor Kemp's reminders make sense. The state saw COVID-19 numbers rise after this past Memorial Day and 4th of July weekends.
I think as a general rule, I really think it's not the best time to getting into indoor areas with large numbers of people.
Dr. Henry Wu oversees the Travel Well Clinic at Emory Hospital.
The COVID epidemic to me is like a wildfire. If the conditions are right, it can flare up even when you thought you had it under control.
But that's not stopping some from gathering this weekend anyway. On Eventbrite, there are dozens of events scheduled around Metro Atlanta celebrating Black Pride weekend, although not officially associated with the LGBTQ festival. Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms' office weighed in on the weekend too, writing in a statement, COVID-19 continues to ravage our communities, disproportionately impacting Black and brown communities. If we are to curb the spread of this deadly disease, residents, visitors, and organizers must take personal responsibility, wear masks, socially distance, and use some common sense. Now, guidelines laid out by Governor Brian Kemp in an executive order actually bans gatherings of 50 people or more unless there's at least 6 feet of space in between each person. And private businesses can enforce those mask mandates if they choose, but from the looks of it tonight, only some people are wearing masks as they head into this nightclub here in Midtown.